Taurus, baby, we got a lot to unpack in this reading. If y'all are new, welcome to our Love Nest over here on Talk Taurus Tarot. If y'all are new, if you're returning, welcome back. I almost forgot what I was about to say. I've been feeling like brain foggy lately, but anyway, I have a very detailed message, so we're gonna do this in compartments, okay? So I really was picking up on a strong Tina Turner presence, okay? So I'm just going to forewarn you guys, if you're not really into mediumship and things like that, this may not be the reading for you. But I do feel like the spirit of passed over loved ones, but mainly for those of you that are independently wealthy, okay? So if you know that you have a lot of financial security, you're very independent, you're very creative. This could be for artists. If you're just really embodying that Nine of Pentacles energy and you know you're on the way to having it all, the pursuit of happiness, the pursuit of whatever talents, skills, gifts that you possess ancestrally, personality wise, as far as your chart, it doesn't matter. This is making you aware of patterns, making you aware of the things that the industry is not going to tell you, things that society is not going to tell you, the system is not going to tell you. This is a lot of passed down wisdom. Doesn't have to be directly from your ancestral tree or lineage, but overall, providing you with clarity, filling in the spaces about conversations and things that they're not really talking about in documentaries and other places from the spiritual realm. They're not really giving a lot of insight from once you've transitioned and how once you recall your whole life and you're in that spiritual realm and you see all the moving pieces, you have a lot of wisdom to provide. You have a lot of guidance to offer. And it's a level of consciousness that is necessary, right? Many of us on our journeys are taught to skip that, skip your ancestors, skip spirit guides, and go straight to God. And that's fine, but God created all things, and there is wisdom that comes from the dead. There is wisdom that comes from this month, especially during the month of the dead, right? Where those that have crossed over come in to provide clarity and provide wisdom that is not often shared. Is balance, okay? It's balancing the spiritual and the physical, helping to process closure, and different things like that. So some of the songs that are going to resonate with you, if you resonate with this reading, is Proud Mary, okay? So I kept hearing Proud Mary and Simply the Best, but I felt like overall this energy was speaking about taking a look and looking back at the evolution of someone like Tina Turner, right? If you were to take away the name and you would just look at the archetype or the legend and you were to review her life from the context of not necessarily did she make the right or the wrong decisions, and compare yourself, but for starters, understanding her energy at its core, okay? So so let's get into this channel message, and then we'll dive back and we'll bring it back all together with that spirit, the spirit of Tina Turner. That was definitely strong. I was falling asleep trying to channel with that energy, okay? So this is definitely telling me high energy, people that channel very high energy, like you could stay up for days and days and days, and you can be a workaholic, and you could be someone that's very hyper independent, hustle, get it. All of that energy ancestrally is overall here to support you, to help you remember something, to help you look back and to grasp some type of clarity. Okay, so just hold that in mind, because this wears out the body, the physical Merkaba, the vessel. And yes, in the spiritual realm, we talk about how the vessel is not important and what your spirit can do. But like any machine, it needs its tune up, it needs its maintenance. Okay, so to ignore that maintenance is an imbalanced overall lifestyle. Okay, which is another master teacher's approach to being a well-rounded being well-rounded in a space of peace, harmony, and happiness, right? And the ailments that you're kind of alleviated from when you're able to hold that frequency and hold that type of source. Okay, so there's something going on. Like I said, this is going to resonate for those of you that are extremely ambitious, independent, and you have been on this journey of isolation, celibacy, removing yourself from situations that have smoke screens, being blindsided. You've avoided all of those experiences by relying on no one else but yourself, right? So we are still talking in the realm of relations, and we are still talking in the realm of prospects, right? Why are we all here? We have to relate. Whether we want to be in a relationship or not, we're already doing it, so that we could just squash that shit right there. But spirit has something to do with this whole initiative to get your ass moving, Taurus. All right, many of you, this is going to be about moving your physical body. Moving your physical body and practicing the lifestyle that you encourage other people to practice. And I'm talking about from a physical standpoint. And to get you back out there again, even those of you that were guided to this journey or on this path toward after coming out of heartbreak and things like that, you weren't guided on this path just to stay stagnant, just to stay safe, just to isolate yourself. You were guided on this journey to reach a resolution and reach a resolve to all of the matters in your life. And until that part is done, it's not over yet. It's not over yet. You're still thriving, you're still existing, and the only time it becomes over is when you have completely transitioned into the spiritual realm and you ain't coming back until next time or whatever. Let me get my little notebook. Let me find my notes. Hold on a second. So yeah, they want to get you back out there confidently. Okay. And y'all know, out there is going to look different for everybody. I'm not saying that you got to be jumping into bed with people and getting married and jumping spaces. I'm not saying you got to bust it wide open. What I'm saying is this is a phase about helping you. This phase is going to be about helping you through awkward phases of starting something new, right? If it's a new health regimen, there's an awkward phase that you go through around starting something new. If this is a new relationship, there's still an awkward phase that you go through, right? When you and another person become eye to eye, right? That safety net of distance in the spiritual realm and not having to really put the face to a voice, that love at first sight, but not really being able to put a face to a voice, falling in love with someone, never having seen them. We're living in, the day and ages where catfishing is real. It's actually a skill at this point. So we got to be 100% honest with ourselves in order for us to facilitate the next generation. It is a skill now to place an animation or NFT image of yourself and pretend to be that person. It's a skill now to become a surrogate of your existence. It's a skill to come out of your body and escape your reality and live a totally virtual metaverse reality. It just is. Many people have been able to see that transit and happening. Some of us see it coming, and that we can see the future of what that's going to look like and try to slow it down, but it's already headed in that direction. So you need to run with the current, you need to go with the times, and you also need to place yourself. Spirit has to then place you strategically to where when you hit when certain pitfalls are destined to also hit, that they're not, that there's no one in place to catch them when they fall. So there's a lot of moving pieces that you have absolutely no idea that's happening in the spiritual realm, and why so many people that have come before us have transitioned, make it their business, okay, to facilitate not just their own lineage, but so many more, because it's bigger than one bloodline, it's bigger than one, it's a humanitarian type of issue. It's bigger than just the human race. It's balance, okay? It's justice. So when that wisdom comes from the most recent celebrity's life that passed away, or figures of, or images of figures of influence and affluence that have transitioned, and why it's so important that they facilitate and hold space throughout these gaps, is because we are in serious trying times. And that's kind of like how Spirit was explaining it to me, that it's nothing to be afraid of, but it's a call. It's a call to preparation. It's a call to the need for more rest so you can receive more downloads, right? The need for more peace so you can think clearly, right? If we think about the journey of the late Ike Turner, one of the substances that he was consuming in excess, right? We're talking about excess consumption of things, was cocaine, right? And though he was introduced by certain people in the industry and they were able to perform in their lives and things like that, his reaction to it was causing him to lose sleep. Even though he was able to like focus and get things done, it kind of gave like that limitless approach to bodybuilding, right? There's also pills over the counter. There's things that you could buy that will apply pressure and get your heart racing really fast, whether that's weight loss diet products, whether that's pills to help you focus. There's just so many different things that have that adrenaline, and when you're placing yourself on deadlines and restrictions and expectations, you will force yourself to indulge in certain activities or indulge in certain things in order for you to feel as if you are making something of yourself. So, but it has like layers to it. You leave yourself vulnerable to so many other susceptibilities, right? The more that he lost sleep, the more he was losing his mind. And a part of losing his mind, like we could talk about this from a fact perspective because it was documented. This is the purpose of each individual person documenting their life story and leaving it as a reference, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. Because once you leave the physical realm, it's the only mark, it's the only true mark. Your life story, your book, how you lived it, how you went through it. That's the kind of the universal blues clues that we've always left behind. Writings on the wall, pictures, prints, symbols on the earth to help you find your way and navigate through certain experiences so you know you're not alone. keeping you rooted, so that way you can continue branching off and making your own decision. But the importance of sleep and how it affects your mental ability to perform and to show up for yourself is it's going to get harder throughout the winter. Mental health is going to get even harder throughout the winter. It's going to be the seasons where you're supposed to rest and celebrate and be with family and things like that. But when you don't have no relationship or you don't have no one to hold, there's a lot of mourning that happens. There's a lot of illnesses that will happen. It will manifest because it's already picking up in the spiritual realm, and the lack of rest, the lack of peace to certain situations will, what will happen is what will happen. It ain't too far away. For some of you, I feel like I feel like excuse me. I feel like spirit is getting to a point of drastic times calls for drastic measures. And we can talk about it, vision it, think about it all day. But if you're never going to get up and get moving yourself and start to actively put in works for yourself, whether that be eating better, exercising more, moving your body, regardless of what your physical circumstances look like, there's a strong need for a period of time of sitting still, and not just sitting still anymore, but also like a place to put all that mental overload, a healthy way to recognize that I have this fear, I have this demon, I have this anxiety, I'm stressed out, a way to really be able to see the truth about yourselves. This is a period of reflection, and I feel as if certain ones of you, this is going to come out in relationships. You're going to be able to see the mask fall off, not only yourself but the people around you. And you're going to see what you've attracted. Okay. And one of the statements that stuck out to me the most about Tina Turner was when she was talking about how her greatest quality or her greatest asset is that she's attractive. Okay. She wasn't talking about beauty. She wasn't talking about the physical. She was talking about her ability to attract people by her being herself. Right? So she pretty much said you'll never lose when you find yourself attractive. When you find yourself attractive. So we're not talking about you living up to the standards of what social media looks like, or you trying to keep up with the Joneses or anything like that. But when you look in the mirror and when you look at your, the path that you're paving for yourself every single day, do you feel as if you are able to be look your best, feel your best, do your best? Because you're always in a space of attraction. You're always in a space of working with so much. I feel like this is stamina, adrenaline, pump. It's like pumping type of energy, blood pumping, getting your blood pumping. It's something like that. So some of you guys may need to stay active. Or you have like this strong diva, bold personality, because that's the type of vibe I get off of Tina Turner. And there's something to do with like kidneys, high blood pressure, stressing being a strong source of a deterioration of body. Like constant travel from to and from, the constant state of heightened, adrenaline pumping and things like that, and not being aware of how it was affecting her mentally. Okay, that's the energy that I was picking up on. The mental health is like the last part you'll become aware of when putting yourself in certain predicaments where you're willing to do just about anything to do that skill that you love, do that job that you love. But one of the most important elements about love is also loving your mind, loving the time that your mind needs to heal, the peace and the rest that your mind also needs from experiencing so much stimulation. There's this energy about being overly stimulated on a regular basis, and not having enough time to be at ease. So there's going to be a need to go to bed earlier, turn off all the lights. I'm also seeing like sleeping in the dark, right? Meditating, even if you're not sleeping. Like one of the personal things that I like to do is, and that's not for everybody because not everybody's comfortable with the dark, but I like to sit in really dark, tiny spaces. I know that's weird, but I don't know. I like it. And just do nothing. I don't know. And you don't have to do it for long. I'm not encouraging you to do that, especially if you have phobias and stuff like that. But I don't know. It's just something about being in the space where there's like extremely no sound, no noise, no light, and just you hear your heartbeat, you hear your breathing rhythm, and it just feels good. I also, there was this guy, I don't know if he still does it, but he does like tantric and inner child healing or divine feminine healing, where they like bury you in dirt or soil. Yeah. There's a lot of healing properties. I feel like this is all about, taking the initiative to make mental health and stress and all of those, mainly mental health and how that is expressed in so many, overlooked in so many areas as a priority. Not just for a period of time, like I went to the doctor and it got fixed, but making it a lifestyle and a priority to be always aware of what your fears are, what your anxieties are. Having balance between the mind, body, soul, and spirit. And again, relationships and how we relate with our inner environment really was the initial human design, I guess, of being able for that person to call us out on our shit, or vice versa. But if you are absolutely not relating to anyone when the opportunity comes, if you refuse to get yourself in a conversation or share perspectives with another human being outside of yourself, there's nothing to develop. And so you kind of die faster. I mean, I'm not saying that you have to do it, but if you're here on earth, why not, right? It's kind of like, I don't know, I think Sarat Guru or something, he was talking about how his wife wanted to transcend so bad that she literally passed away during meditation. Like she literally meditated herself out of her body, because she wanted to reach that level. Her desire was so great to reach that level of meditation and ability to levitate yourself out of here, and that's exactly what she did. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but he he laughs about it and he talks about it in a way where he's saying that she did what was best, what she wanted. And that's really all we're here to do, is to experience ourselves, our own attractiveness, what we are attracted to. And if we don't like something that we are attracted to, well, change your mind. You know what I'm saying? You have that ability to become aware of what you don't like about yourself and change it, so you can attract something different, because all of us are magnetic magnet what, oh, I'm hearing magnesium, magnetic, kinetic, or some shit. Yeah, we're all spiritually connected. We all have the same fears. None of us want to fail at this journey. None of us want to have a failing relationship. None of us want to really genuinely want to fail at succeeding in anything that we decide to do. So that's normal. And I feel like even though we may fail at times and we may succeed at others, the journey is about being willing to get up again and move again. And the more you begin to move, the more you'll charge yourself up, and the more that pain or that experience will become less and less and less and less present. You know, I feel like I'm sure if you guys are in a predicament where, I don't know, maybe you're interested, or you dealt with someone like Ike Turner. He was very ambitious, but he was also very cold. So some of you may have a tendency of being able to spiritually empathize with people that have a emptiness about them. And you want to encourage them or motivate them to love themselves or to fill them up, but they kind of are empty. And if you try to like encourage them to love themselves, they're going to fight against you. See, but I feel like Spirit is saying once you become aware that a person has nothing there, there's no love there, there's no compatibility there, there's only arguing, there's only fighting, there's only competition, then the person is in love with the drama. The person is in love. They are in a state of love and infatuation with the competition, the game. So no amount of love that you want to give a person that's so wrapped up in not failing at something, no amount of love that you give is going to change this person unless they decide, you know, that they're tired of being sick and tired. You can say the most intellectual things you want to say. You can give this person time, consistency, longevity. You can stay single for the rest of your life. That is not what's going to get that person going every day. You are not the person for them. It's the validation, the recognition, the ability, the skill, and the dedication that they gave throughout their life to seeing something they believe in come into fruition. Period. And as long as you are around this person, or dealing with these type of people, they're gonna feel as if you are the blockage in their life, and you can try to let them know how much you love them. You can try to play games to get them back. You could try to block them on their journey, but it's just designed this way. Because I feel like I'm picking up on strong cross-watcher energy. That they refuse to be independent of you. I feel like there's no coincidence why there are people on this planet that are programmed to be just completely free from relationships, right? They may doubt themselves at times. They may feel unsure if they're doing the right thing, but they are hardwired, okay, to just be here and observe and to facilitate and to be of service to people, but to never fall in love. It's like someone that fell in love with, like, what's those things called? Non-active player, right? Someone has fallen in love with, like, the mannequin. So y'all out here like castaways, falling in love with a fictitious character, trying to love on a Autobot, a sim or something, a bot. Like, and by design, the only thing you're meant to learn is that you done fell in love with a soccer ball. You're meant to see it for what it is and just move on so you can experience real love. Because some people have that in them to shape people. Yeah, I just think of the Sims player. You know how when you start the Sims game, there's already people in the community, right? But in order for you to control their player, you can talk to them, you can try to change their mind. But in order to change them, you either got to move in with them, marry them, or move them into your house so you could control it. But that's a lot of work. That's, they were already designed to be gridlocked in a particular thought process. And the more you try to crack the code, or you try to wake them up, or you try to say certain things to them, to tell them the truth, give them the answers, they were only attracted to you for, to as a witness. Like, they're meant to just be like, oh, Babalushki, Arrivederci, Ciao Bella. Oh, I gotta go. That's all they were there for. Like, oh, pretty, I like it. But they're never gonna be able to see your purpose and what you're trying, the legacy you're trying to leave, and what your objective is. They just not. Because they were not given that clarity the way you were. So I feel like, oh Lord, I feel like there's just this narrative of like, I want to commit, I want to show this person that, I feel like this is supposed to be a breakup, or it's supposed to be some type of realization that you can't save nobody. I feel like there's an earth angel out here that's learning a very, very hard lesson about falling in love with the mannequin, okay? I'm like, oh, the sky is falling. Like, it takes too much for an earth angel out here to realize that they're avoiding the inevitable. They're resisting the change. And the more that they try to be bolder, better, more optimistic, more determined, more perseverance, more resilience, that eventually that person will start to see their worth. Eventually that person will, reciprocate what they're giving. But y'all are like two different people. Two different people here. Look at that. 5 of Cups in reverse. Accepting defeat, right? Accepting that the relationship just ain't gonna work. Ike and Tina had to accept that the shit was just unhealthy. They carried a lot of, they had similar things. They were very ambitious. They had a lot, but they were never going to be healthy for each other. I do feel like they were meant to, initiate movement in each other. That's what I feel like, to overcome fears and doubts around the times in which they were born in. They were each other's transformation, but they damn sure was not each other's reward. These are connections where you come in contact with people. It's attraction, what's necessary. Your soul needs their activation, needs their interaction, but it ain't forever. And I feel like there is some type of harvest, reward to gather from these types of relationships. But you need to know that it's not going to last long. It's intended to be temporary. So you don't have to hold on so tight when it's time to let go. And you got to know when you're interacting with a particular type of soulmate that's meant to help you transform, face some certain fears, but do not fall in love with the Coco. I'm in love with the Coco. Do not try to turn no hoes into no housewives, no dogs into no, don't try to domesticate no wolves. Don't try to, oh Lord, got the Bellas and the Edwards, the humans and the vampires. Y'all stay trying to change people. Yeah. I don't ever want to give up on you. That's the greatest act of love. This is a setup. Ooh. And like, it took many years for Tina Turner to figure it out. But when she did, she took some time to herself and she was independent and she didn't need a relationship or people to, so it's meant to catapult you to a certain point in your life where you don't need a relationship. You don't need anything. All you need is your self-love. You can create a way for yourself. You're good, right? Whether a person's in your life or out of your life, because like this is you'll never lose. You'll always win when you remain true to yourself, no matter what, no matter who like you. Be yourself. This is about you mastering how to be yourself, feeling good in your skin and your body, and not. Because I feel like I'm seeing so many souls hiding from their true, authentic self, out of fear that they won't be accepted if people really knew who they really were. You understand? And that is not authentic. Yeah, the ideals. Succumbing to the idealism principle. And then we have endurance. So yeah, this is definitely giving me the strength card. The strength that, you know, a lot of people don't have to agree. They can all share their own belief systems, their own ideologies, their own ideals. But I'm not going to fight you about what my principle is. I'm not going to go back and forth with you about what I want for myself. I'm not going to argue with stupid. I'm not going to argue with a non-active player. You're not even a player in the game. You are a person that's a sim. You are meant to help. And you do the tending. But you're not an active player. There's something about, there are certain people that are not active players. And they are here to tend to the earth. But they are not the leaders. And they are not the innovators. And they are not the activators of this dimension. Alright? But I feel like their objective is to take you out. You are a threat to a system, a structure, a reality. And because you are non-negotiable, because you cannot be swayed or convinced, you're too headstrong, you're too bold, you're too, you see too much, you know too much, you're going to always be, there's no place for you. Okay? So I feel as if what you need to know is the right one gonna come along, and that one gonna be simply the best. And I feel like, I'm gonna be honest with you, because I feel like even in those situations, there's a lot that because some people may defend you from a particular crowd, right? And have your back and make you feel safe. But if you're looking for safety outside of yourself, you're never going to be safe, because there's always going to be someone that is a conqueror, right? And they want you to believe that without them you're not safe. You're not, you lose protection, you lose cover. And I feel like you're going to have to rely on your ancestors, because you're charting territory that ain't never been done before, but you are making history, and you are a part of building a whole new reality. And the right friendships are going to come along to help you get through a difficult season. Yeah, you're building an enterprise. And because there are a lot of different secrets and mysteries that nobody wants shared or expressed. No, there's powers that be that do not want this type of expression of this type of self-expression, unique expression. You are the self-expression. You're the story that they keep erasing out of history. Yep. Y'all are just royalty. Okay? Royalty, royalty, royalty. Alright, I'm here loyalty as well. But here's the thing, independence. Like, y'all share the same independent vision, and that's how you're gonna know. Yeah, don't fall for flattery. Okay, don't fall for flattery of people that, yeah, I got the same vision as you. You're not gonna fail. But I do feel like even with the Tina Turner story, I do feel like she's also saying that even the connections where they appear to have it all, and they appear to be someone that has, rank and power and authority to give you a great life and support you after you've been broke, battered, or broken into pieces, battered. Yes, there are going to be good times, but I also feel as if she's kind of saying that they too will try to control you if you allow them. So don't ever get it twisted and think that you're going to make it to a point where nobody on this realm is viewing you in the realm of intimidation. And if you're going to step on that platform and you're going to speak boldly or do boldly your own eccentric, unique expression, understand that some will desire to possess you, some will desire to break you, and some will desire to cherish you. But more importantly, the right person will grow with you. The right person will challenge you. Alright, and I mean that in a nice way, not a rough way. Because some of you guys, your journeys have shown me in these cards that, like Tina Turner said, it could be nice, and it could be smooth sailing. But sometimes you like it rough, and you like it hard, and you like to kind of shit talk and do different things. And if it's too vanilla, because and that's because you got a lot of adrenaline. So unless you have learned how to place that adrenaline into the proper expressions, it can fold on your relationships, and you can become like a bored of your connections. longing to be somewhere else, wanting to escape and look for the next best passion. You know, this is a lot of passion and energy. No one is going to ever really be able to protect you on this journey, not even yourself. Because I feel like your journey is all about living a life where you don't need protection, because you know that you're at peace with knowing that you're unfuckwittable. That's pretty much what it's about. And if you're not ever feeling like you're safe here in this realm, it will stress you out. You know? Because it's like always looking over your shoulder. You're always on the run. You're always on a run tour. And you need to let that narrative go and put it to rest so you can be at peace. I feel like it's something that's passed down for some genetically. It's some type of, it's in your DNA. If you were born from the run, you're going to remain on the run. It's just always about a race, okay? Chasing things, running and chasing. Whew, that's serious. All right, Taurus, I love you guys. I know this one was a little choppy, but I had to sit with this energy for a minute, okay? Let's get the closing card. Simply the best. Better than all the rest. Closing message for Taurus. So we got raccoon, inventor. Decide on what you really want. You have the ingenuity to claim it. Avoid being the trickster and practice integrity. You have many roles and can juggle them well. All right, Taurus, that's your message. I love y'all. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.